Call the meeting to order and we'll have a roll call.
Franklin Hahn.
Here.
Ken Anderson.
Here.
Dean Hoppel.
Yes.
Wayne Renigan.
Yes.
And Bisger.
Yes.
Did everybody have a chance to see the minute, or can we go with the minutes? We should be able to go.
You can do that.
Did everybody see the minutes or have a chance to look at them, or any comments, questions?
Make a motion to approve them.
Second.
Motion to approve. Did somebody second it?
I did. I'm sorry.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, Amelia, go ahead if you wanna.
So you guys had a copy of the ordinance requirements for Board of Adjustment sitting there. That was just, somebody had asked for that after the last hearing, and, I guess I highlighted the back, but I didn't copy in color. But that has the language on the denial. So no application for a variance can be resubmitted for a period of 1 year from the date of request, or once the date of request is denied, except that you guys may allow a new application if, in your opinion, new evidence or if there's a change in circumstance. So, if we do have, last time around we had a couple that did get denied. It sounds like it's this says it's ultimately up to you guys to make that determination if you feel that they can come back prior to that 1 year period. And we just document your reasons why you feel that would be allowed within the memo.
So if a finding is denied, does that constitute then a year wait, or is it up to the board's discretion on what we do there? If one of the finding fails, then what happens?
That doesn't matter. It's the ultimate motion at the end, whether that passed or failed. And then if that failed,
Talking the regular motion.
yep.
I was a little bit confused, I don't know about you guys, but on that one we had last meeting, so I myself would like to have some kind of a guideline or something when we have a failed, one of the failed findings or staff analysis is failed, then does that stop it or what? So everybody on the board would know. That's kind of my question was.
Yeah, and I think if you're going through and you hit one finding that you guys do fail, like what we did last time, we would continue to go through the rest of them to build that record. But ultimately, if you have one finding that fails, the whole request should fail.
Okay.
And it got a little confusing with the one because they had two requests, and typically we'll look at them together if everything's gonna pass and just lump it all into one, all the findings into one. But because we were looking at one that was not and one that you had no problem with, we had to kind of break it up, and then that did get a little confusing.
Everybody,
And that's it.
everybody on board?
You're talking about the Markey Guard and the feed lot,
Yep.
and why did we continue with the feed lot after it was failed on findings of the fact number?
She rewrote it. Basically,
4,
she
5.
rewrote it, basically.
Yeah.
So we could do the variance for
We
the
did
feedlot.
split the variance instead of.
Yeah,
Yep, because you didn't have a
We
problem
approved
with the one
feedlot
request.
The distance on the feedlot on that one, but not the
Building
stream
site.
bank.
Yeah,
the shoreline.
Well, the house.
Yeah, the house location because of the distance from setback from the bluff
Yep.
or whatever.
Shoreland, yeah.
So in the future,
If they come up with a different plan, would we have to, that doesn't have a problem with that stream bank, would that be a problem, have to come to the board
if they're not gonna
within the year? I mean,
need
that's,
a variance for it, then no, it wouldn't.
it wouldn't
They
matter.
brought a different proposal to our office. If it was something where they were still requesting a variance, but it was maybe a little different, I guess I would bring that to you and get your opinion on whether that's a change that calls for a new request.
But like on analysis, a lot of them is basically a opinion.
Yeah,
So you can fail on an opinion and still pass the variance, right?
Really, if you fail a finding,
No.
the findings are set up so that you should agree to all of them. So if you are failing one, you should ultimately
They're really
likely
close,
fail
though.
the, yeah,
When you read them close, they can be a little bit confusing,
yeah.
so.
And like on that one, if we do have some of these where there are multiple requests, if, as you guys are reviewing things and, you anticipate like a similar situation, just give me a call and we can, that way I can, ahead of the hearing, put together, two sets of findings and
And
provide
sometimes you
them to
do,
you.
and sometimes you do.
I think we have done that, yeah, if we're not in favor of one request, but we are of the other, so.
So that's why we did the feedlot, so that is okay,
Yep,
but the shoreland isn't.
correct.
Yeah, we didn't pass any variant form other than the feedlot.
I think everybody
the building
understands it, I guess. I think I do.
Yeah.
So then are they, is it 1 year they're gonna have to wait to,
Well, not if they don't need a variance, correct?
I haven't talked to them lately to see what their plans are, but yeah, if they were to rework the layout of the house where they didn't need to encroach, then they would just need to come in for a building permit or modify, I guess, the application.
I
at hand.
suppose the biggest one is if we wanted to take it up, even if within that year, it would have to be brought to the board as a meeting, and then it could be applied after that approval.
I guess that's the way I see
Wouldn't
it
be
happening,
onto that
yes.
time frame parameter with their application, it would be the time parameter after we approve them bringing the variance.
Yeah, that's the way I see it, bringing it to you guys for your opinions. Like I said, then we document it in a memo, and then with that information, they could submit an application, a formal application.
That would be about the only way we could allow for less than a year on an application to the board.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you can go with the.
Yeah, I have a couple other things, we can do those at the end, but we can get going on this one. So please take notice that an application was received from the following persons for a variance of setback requirements. Brian Hoag, of Section 25, Township 102, Range 7 in Houston County, and it's Black Hammer Township, and they're looking for a variance to reduce setback requirements for a proposed dwelling from an existing feedlot. A hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Commissioners Room in the City of Caledonia at 5 p.m. on Thursday, August 28th of 2025. All persons having an interest in the matter may attend the hearing or submit comments relative to the granting or denying of said application, and comments should be mailed to the Environmental Services Department in 304 South Marshall Street in Caledonia or emailed to zoning@hocomin.gov and must be received by Tuesday, August 19th of 2025 to be included for review prior to the hearing. All comments are considered part of the public record, and this was advertised on August 13th of 2025.
Is the applicant here, or applicants? You want to come up and take a seat up there? And tell us what you're doing?
So I'm
What's
Brian
your
Hoag. Currently, I reside in Florida. We bought this property last year, and we're looking, it's mostly a hunting property, but we also looking to spend more time here. The current location, went through permitting, we have a septic and a well already there on site. The power was there before I bought the property. And now there was like some campers and stuff that were there, which we're planning on taking off and just building a dwelling there on the existing property. I guess when I talked with Amelia, I guess it's typically backwards in most cases where, you go get a building permit and then you get your well and septic put in possibly. In our case, we put the well and septic in because we're staying in the camper while we're hunting there. So then once we put the building permit in, Amelia flagged it because it's within 1,000 feet of the adjacent property, which is considered a feedlot. Which right now they have 7 to 9 cows on the property. I didn't know, and I wouldn't even known that was an issue, right? When we first were looking at putting the location in of the dwelling, I understand setbacks on a construction company in Tampa. And we check setbacks and make sure it fit in the area, but we don't deal with feedlots in Florida very often, so that's when that issue arose, I guess.
Any questions from the board?
So going east of the property, Bruce Henry doesn't want you going east of the property.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's east of the property?
East of where this house is?
Yep.
All, or east of the total property.
The house.
The house, there's a field, and then
So-
the woods. And like,
Okay.
I wouldn't go any further east because I'd be inside the setback for the farmer. Does that make sense?
No, that's to the west.
Rotland,
Whoops.
Rotland feedlot, right?
Rotland's
Yeah.
would be to the west.
Yeah.
No, to the east, I can't go to the east. Like where it's at, I have just a small little postage stamp footprint where I can put a house at.
It looks like a windbreak and everything around it.
That's all it is. It's just a couple little, they had trees there, little evergreen trees and stuff planted, but
I will say some of the development that was there prior to him purchasing it, the little cabins and stuff were not permitted to be there.
Oh,
yeah, and they're like little shed. They're on skids or something. They're not hooked
Yep.
up to anything.
But a cabin without, on skids doesn't need a permit.
They would need a conditional use permit,
Oh, they would.
and there were multiple of them.
Yeah, there was three or four of them there. I don't know what their plans were before, but we actually stuck all our stuff in them and used them as a shed. So we have no plans. Like I'm not much for staying in a camper. You know, the kids can kind of maintain in it, but being 6'3", 250, you don't fit in a shower and a toilet very good in a camper. So we're just trying to build a little something there to make it useful.
Any other questions? Do we have any public comments?
Maybe just that one, huh?
Just inquiry, like you mentioned, Bruce, and another neighbor to the east were just wondering, because it is such a large parcel and he's actually on the very extreme southwest, part of it, they were just curious exactly what was gonna happen there. But once I provided them more information, I never heard anything back.
Yeah, because I think too, when I seen the map, like it shows the whole parcel layout.
yep.
But like, I'm not building by the creek or the woods or like, I'm only right by the road, in that little square section. But you couldn't tell that when it went out, right? So
Right.
it just shows the parcel. So I would see how Bruce would probably be like, hey, I don't want him building right next to my house, possibly on that side.
I did include then the correspondence that he had with the neighbors regarding the feedlot. And, because initially they were questioning we questioned whether they would want to keep it or not, but they did wish to keep that registered. And it is for what Jeremy had in here, under the 50 animal unit threshold, but they do want to keep it a registered feedlot.
And I think when we measured it, they just measured it to like a little dirt area by the house kind of where the cows are at. And it was like 900 feet or something. I mean, it's, I mean,
The fact that they had no problem with it.
no, they actually encouraged it. They were like,
Yeah.
glad that you're there and glad that you're cleaning this. I mean,
Yep.
we're not gonna bring in a bunch of trash and, you know.
Are they aware that if we grant this variance, then they would need a variance for anything that they do to expand?
As far as the feedlot,
Yes.
I don't
He
know.
might
what they-
I believe so. Jeremy had conversations with Duran.
Anything else? I guess if there's no public comments out there, we can go to the findings.
Okay.
One more question.
Go ahead.
So if there's 50 head of cattle out there, you okay with that?
I don't care a bit. And that's why I think and I think Amelia brought it up, right? Like, if I had a house, and I get why you guys do it, right? If I had a house and built all out, and someone come right next to me and put a giant feedlot up with, 500 head of cattle, when I already had an existing house, right, without someone bringing it to my attention, then I would be like, hey, what's going on here? For me, I'm okay. I'm accepting. I don't really care if they have a feedlot there. I don't care what they do with their property, to be honest, but
If they end up with 50 cattle there, though, you'll probably smell it,
that's fine. I don't care. That don't matter.
just so you know.
We live in Tampa. There's a lot more to smell than cattle.
Sure, there you go.
Ready? So number one, that the variance request is in harmony with the intent and purpose of official controls. Staff analysis states that this location meets the density control system put in place by the zoning ordinance, and the comprehensive plan encourages development to take place in a manner that minimizes impact to prime agricultural land.
I want to stress to you, if you have any comments on these findings before we vote on them or questions, you just go ahead and say. So rather than roll call, we'll just have a voice. All in favor, is there any comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
I
Aye. Did you oppose it?
did.
Okay. You want to,
Again, it goes back to the thing that I've harped on for the last 3 years. Somehow, we got to resolve this, and the only way that it could possibly happen is if I vote no, and it has nothing to do with you. It's a situation that we all know about, and I'm sort of the bad guy. So, that's okay.
what he's I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's right.
What he's referring to is now if what we talked about, if the feedlot operator was, and you alluded to it also, was gonna put in 400 head or 300 head, or he still had a registered feedlot, but he didn't have any animals in there, then we gave you or anybody else a variance to build within that so many feet, then he has to come and get a variance to get his feedlot, put cattle in his feedlot if he didn't have any in there.
If he gave up the
But he was
variance, though,
getting
right?
that.
Your variance triggers the requirement for him to get a variance if he makes any change to his feedlot, which I think is unfair. I've talked about it, and that's the issue. It's not an issue between you and him. It's the way that we're setting and granting these variances to feedlots. Because every time we grant a variance for a building or a home, it triggers the requirement that the feedlot owner now has to get a variance. They wouldn't if your home wasn't there. So that's the problem.
Okay.
Each time we grant one of these variances, we trigger the requirement that now the feedlot owner is imposed with a requirement for a variance. And it can be fixed, but nobody wants to fix it.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with this. I'm objecting, this is still gonna pass. It's
Okay.
not gonna be a problem.
Okay.
I'm going on record,
Okay.
because that's the only thing I haven't done yet.
The only way that can be changed if we change the wording in the zoning ordinance.
Correct.
And that's something that maybe should be addressed. We've talked about it for how many years? 2, 3, 4, I don't know.
They just started a feedlot rule revision, and so at this point, we're just gonna hold off on doing any amendments to the zoning ordinance until we know what's coming down from the state, and then we'll take a look at
yeah.
things, so.
Long process too.
Yeah, it'll be 3 or 4 years.
3
I'll be
years.
gone.
Okay, go ahead, number 2.
2, there are practical difficulties in complying with the official controls, and the proposed use of the property is reasonable. Economic considerations alone do not constitute practical difficulties. Staff analysis states that the applicant owns over 141 acres in this location, and a dwelling is a permitted use. The majority of the property is high slopes that may impact potential building sites, and the proposed site will limit the impacts and altering of the land.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Go ahead.
Number 3, that the variance request is due to special conditions or circumstances unique to the property and not created by the property owner. Staff analysis states that this is an area of the county used heavily for agriculture, and this property has many acres that are difficult to access.
All in favor say aye.
Hey,
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead.
Number 4, that the variance cannot be alleviated by a reasonable method other than a variance, and the minimum variance which would alleviate the practical difficulty is sought. Staff analysis states that the landowners may be able to move the structure to the east to meet the setback, but the Board of Adjustment may see that the septic system and well are already in place on the proposed site, and also that the land slopes more and would be moving closer to a DNR trout stream to the east.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead.
Number 5, that the variance will not alter the essential character of the locality nor substantially impair property values or the public health, safety, or welfare in the vicinity. Analysis states that this proposal will allow a farm dwelling. There are a number of farm dwellings in this agricultural community.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Go ahead.
Number 6, that the request is not a use variance and shall not have the effect of allowing any use that is not allowed in the zoning district, permit a lower degree of flood protection than the regulatory flood protection elevation, or permit standards lower than those required by state law. And the analysis states that this is an area variance and is not in the vicinity of floodplain.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion to accept the findings.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Now, before we go on, we have a little problem. I viewed the site. The way it works is you apply for a variance. If you get the variance, then you apply for a building permit. Then you start the building. But when I viewed the property, the slab for the house is already poured.
Yes, sir.
So if the board here chooses to deny your variance, you can't even build there.
Yes, sir. I understand that. I didn't. And again, I talked to Amelia, the guys were there on site. I came here like the last minute one day, not even realizing that I needed a building permit. It's kind of different than Florida. We can't do a septic, we can't put a septic or a well in if it hasn't already been approved. So we usually do that front end stage. And then if a building permit's needed, like even, we have like heavy MEPs, mechanical, electrical, plumbing inspections or approvals, which I don't think we even put on drawings as far as I know here, which is different. So like I caught the guys while they were doing it and I'm like, we're pouring concrete, finish this, but don't go any further. So I pulled back on the framing guys. I pulled everything back to say, hold on, let's stop and see what this is going. I'm like, worst case, I'm gonna have a really expensive slab sitting in the middle of this yard. But that's all the further we went. That's why it stopped where it's at.
Well,
That was on my end.
here's what the board has to decide. Two things. Do they want to penalize them? I know when you get a building permit, I don't know if that's a rule of thumb or what, that's usually 3 times the application fee.
It's in the ordinance.
Okay,
Say again?
all right.
That comes from the ordinance.
But that's on the building permit, not the variance.
What is 3 times?
After
Well-
the fact permitting.
I'm sorry?
After the fact request. or
Oh,
permit.
okay.
So here, in this situation, now it costs them $500 for this hearing. So now my question to the board is, do you want to grant the variance, the feedlot? Do you want to penalize them 3 times the application fee or 4 times the application fee? I'm asking, I'm not telling.
Or deny it.
Or deny it. That's the choices that we have.
I'm not in favor of denying it. I guess I don't have a real strong opinion about penalizing either way, but I'm not in favor of denying it for what's happened so far.
I'm not in favor of denying it. But there has to be a penalty.
That's fine. I mean, you don't have to make a special circumstance or, if that's a standard, that's a standard, right? Like I told Amelia, I was like,
It's kind
What it
of
is
like
now,
how
right.
it is.
yeah, that's fine.
So what do you think, Dean? Do you think we should penalize them?
It's kind of hard. Well, when did you start doing that?
I can't answer that because the cement was
As long as
poured
I've been
hard
on
when I
there.
was there.
Because I've seen buildings go up that never been permitted.
Yeah, and we went through
They're done. In our own township, I'm in Sheldon Township,
yeah.
and we've had things happen, they're done before we even know.
But that's not what we're dealing with here, because this is a separate issue, because here we're dealing with the variance.
Right.
See, so all I'm bringing it
But
up
it's
is.
all putting the cart ahead of the horse. That's what he did.
What's your opinion, Ken?
Well, I guess I didn't, he stopped any of the construction before. The well and septic were already permitted because he was used to doing it another way. I'm not sure I really see any, unless it's, I'll leave it up to Amelia on the penalty.
Will there be additional costs for the county
No.
No,
because of this?
no.
Well, my
The only
opinion,
reason we have that in there is to try to have people building without a permit.
Right.
And once he was aware of that situation, he stopped the construction right away.
well, he couldn't get a building permit till he got the variance.
Right.
Amelia wouldn't give him a building permit.
Oh,
till
sure,
He got the
yeah.
variance. Well, if you want my opinion, and I have one opinion as a member on the board, I don't think he should get by with the $500 myself. Not that I'm trying to play hardball, but if we continue just to let these after the fact things go by, then why do it the right way? That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
So I guess I would like to see I'm not trying to deny your feedlot variance, but I think we better set a precedence here, in my opinion.
And I already did pay the 500 for the permit. The 500 for the permit's been paid, plus this 500 for this hearing.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
Permit's a separate issue.
Okay.
I would move that we grant this variance with a $1,000 penalty for the work that was done.
Okay, now, do you mean an extra 5,000?
An extra $1,000, the penalty,
Okay,
that penalty is $1,000.
okay, that's fine.
I'll second that.
Is there any more discussion on this before we vote?
Is that pretty much in line with the policy that was put in place?
Yeah, that would result in a triple the fee charge essentially.
There's any more discussion, roll call vote?
Ready? Ken Anderson,
Aye.
Franklin Hahn,
Aye.
Dean Hoppel,
Aye.
Wayne Renigan,
Aye.
Ken Visker.
Aye.
Okay, well, sorry we were so hard on you. but
That's all right. I mean, is what it is.
You will be smarter next time.
Yeah. The next house I build in Houston County.
Well,
I hope-
good luck.
Hopefully for your present, the future, future ones will look at that. And
Yeah. So I'm good to start building now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wait, you
All
got one
Got it.
more question.
1 second, guys. I have Ken Visker made that motion. Who seconded that before we get too far along?
Wayne,
I did.
Wayne
You
did.
Okay.
So my question is, how did you find Houston County from Tampa, Florida?
So I have family in Amherst. I don't know if you know the Johnson family. That's
We don't want, we don't
my
want
side.
Florida moving up here. That's, that.
I'm gonna live here. We'll be here, just not January, February, March timeframe. So
Whereabouts in
Just
what's
Amherst?
wrong with them 3 months?
I've been here.
You chicken.
Whereabouts in Amherst?
So the Amherst there, you know Lily's Town Store that's
Yeah,
right
I
there.
know.
So Johnson's that whole farm.
Oh.
Evelyn, that's my grandparents.
Oh,
Michael
there you
Michael
go.
runs
My
this.
wife came from just right above it, that's why I asked the question.
My mom
What
was,
have anything to do with this, but.
Good luck.
Yep, thanks.
Just don't bring that traffic from Tampa. up.
That's right.
That's why we're coming here.
Anything else before we adjourn?
Oh,
Yeah, you had something else?
I had a couple other things.
Okay,
So, I believe we will have a September, or a need for you guys to meet in September. I got notice this week that the township officers meeting was scheduled for the 25th of September, which is our regularly scheduled hearing date. And so we're looking to move our hearings to Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Do you guys have a preference? We'll try to work planning commission, board of adjustments still together, so I'm gonna ask them the same thing. But
Mondays,
does,
I'm tied up.
no Mondays? Otherwise, the other three,
you're talking
open.
evenings now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Same time, just different date.
Okay.
So Tuesday or Wednesday would work best?
What are
It
those
would
dates?
be
Oh,
It'd
the
be,
end of September, we're good.
End of September, it'd be Tuesday the 23rd or Wednesday the 24th.
Wednesday,
The 23rd.
the 23rd, I got something.
Oh, never mind, the 24th.
Just trying to think
We'll
of
try
ball,
for the 24th?
just
Try
trying
for
to
the
think of ball
24th.
games.
Oh, yeah.
If there is any,
I think Wednesdays
Wednesday
are
night,
typically
usually
better
not because
than.
it's confirmation night a lot of places.
Yeah,
So Wednesday night would probably
Okay.
work out.
we'll shoot for Wednesday then. Like I said, we'll try to do the planning commission at the same time so Franklin doesn't have to make another trip to town. So that was the one item. The second one that I wanted to just ask, so, Michelle handed out a map there, and I guess I was curious. We have a potential proposal. Oh, sorry. She will be handing out a map. Is the house location marked on there?
No, I
No?
didn't, but I can. They want to put it like right.
I was curious on your guys' opinion. So obviously the parcel in the top center is a business, a local business. And we have somebody who's looking to locate a house there that would also include a feedlot. And so it'd be a pretty significant
Producing land,
feedlot variance.
would this be producing land then?
It is, yep.
Yeah, but they bought like all of.
Oh,
that.
it's all theirs.
What is,
Is this the one on Stafford Drive?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's up for sale right now. I guess we've told them that that's a pretty significant feedlot variance and it likely would not be something our office would recommend, but, I guess I was just curious on your guys' opinions before we get too far ahead. Cause technically there is a house there. It's just a weird situation, cause there's a house there, but it's a part of a business too. But then there's other houses around it as well.
And how big is this feedlot?
It'll be like what we've typically been dealing with, something under 50 animal units.
Under,
Yeah.
that's significant. That's how you would
I
describe.
mean, but you never know what the future plans are either.
Pardon
Know
me?
what the distance is?
I think it's 500 to 600 feet away
From the property line?
from the dwelling.
Dwelling.
Oh, to dwelling, okay.
And any,
Dwelling to the feedlot.
Yeah, kind of where they would be looking to build.
50 animal units, they would have to come back to us to increase that.
Well, really, it's
It was a dairy farm
anything
back in the
out
day.
there.
I mean,
It was a dairy farm back in the day,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
I mean,
James Gobronson, I see.
I guess so.
I know the
Yeah.
area.
So my question is there a limit at which I guess these feedlot variances where we want to hold a, like,
Yeah.
here's the threshold where we don't really want to push that?
There's a number.
Or do you want to just deal with it? I mean, we've been dealing with it on a case-by-case scenario.
There would be a number threshold for me.
A number, animal unit number?
Well, I agree. I don't think we should, well, my opinion, I don't think we should start letting somebody build a feedlot just 200 or 300 feet from a house, you know? I agree that
The
it should be a
problem you run into
distance.
is It could be just for a couple horses, that's
Yeah,
technically a feedlot.
but
But it depends a little on what we're dealing with too.
Okay,
And you gotta deal, if you're dealing with a feedlot in this other property, you gotta have water supply and everything like that. You have some other things that are concerned.
yeah.
afraid there's gonna be a lot of opposition there. Be a lot of public comments in that area, I'm afraid, but I could be all wrong. But that we can't make our decision on the
I mean,
public
we don't know
comments.
the circumstances of what they're building,
No,
proposing.
no.
You need,
I hate to see them spend the money and then
in order
they want just a few feet, like Ken said, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Nope, that helps.
Are they building way up as close to the road as they can to fit in this corner as far away from the feedlot?
Well, I think that would be kind of I think that's kind of the question, like how far can it get pushed so they keep it close to the road? But then obviously it pushes them closer to all those houses. And everything, I think, is just gonna be together. It'll be a house, outbuildings. Everything. that kinda helps a little bit.
Anything
Yep.
else?
Oh, I'm good.
Anything else? You done, Amelia? You
I'm
you
done.
know everything.
Nope.
So is there a year wait when these two last variances were denied? Or is that still in question?
There is, unless they make some kind of modification that you guys feel would represent, whatever however the ordinance termed it, a change to their proposal where they could bring that forward again.
And we make that decision.
Yep,
They present it to us, we make the decision either to deny or allow them to bring it in less than a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they could still, if they don't need a variance, then they could still do
Right.
it in less than a year anyway.
Well, that's.
yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, if they figure out something different where they don't need to make that request, then they can just seek building
Yeah.
permits.
And will we adjourn?
Second,
Second?
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, folks.
You got a fun meetings coming.
Don't